Do you remember when the Joker smacked the shit out of Harley Quinn in Injustice? Yeah, that's just about how I feel every single time we get a Batman appearance in a video game and the Joker ends up being the villain. I just don't get it. DC themselves must be a part of the Bat family. The actual one, because they're as blind as one to not see that their most popular late night yams beater has other villains in his own city besides his main adversary. I do not hate the Joker as a character. In fact, I know that he's one of the best villains to ever torment a character in the comic books. My issue for the most part is just how much reliance DC has within this pasty puto, especially in video games, even in situations where it makes no goddamn sense. If I had a quarter for every time the Joker appeared in a video game as the villain after his death, I'd be 25 cents short of $1. Nigga, I should not be that damn close. Why the hell did that happen so many times? Not once, not twice, but thrice. Have you ever played Batman Arkham City? Yes, no, spoiler alert, the Clown Prince of Crime fucking dies. And to solidify in the canon just how dead he was, in the sequel to Arkham City, Batman Arkham Knight, our very first action within the game is to burn the body of the Joker in a furnace. It only took a couple seconds and then he was gone. Poof, reduced to ashes. Not even 2 hours later, the nigga came back. DC, WB, and Rocksteady just couldn't help themselves. They were so infatuated with an idea of having the Joker in this game that to do that, they plucked that devil from the depths of hell and implanted him into Bruce Wayne's head, Johnny Silverhand style, but much, much less helpful. There were a couple points in the game where we even got to play as him. At first, through the eyes and the knuckles of the Batman. He later then got his own mission with his own customized Batmobile. Rocksteady was doing tricks on it. But even before all of that, let me tell you about this. You remember when we had to round up the 3 psychos that were infected with the Joker's blood? One of them in particular was this guy. But you wanna know who the Batman saw for the duration of the mission? Mr. J. Y'all couldn't even let this man be a one-hit wonder without smacking the Joker's vocal meat across our faces, huh? He only came to after Robin deactivated all of the bombs he planted and gave him an alley-oop takedown with the bat. Surprisingly enough, this was one of the most entertaining parts about the game, so you get a pass. But until the very last mission, the Joker was present for the entirety of the game, side quests and all. He was even the final boss, besides the Riddler, but most of y'all never even fought his bitch anyway. And that being the final fight is crazy, because the main antagonist was Scarecrow. I had to bring this game up first, because in my humble opinion, there are worse offenders on the DC, Batman, and the Joker ledger. Let's take a look at Injustice. But first, you better like and subscribe before I fill your inhaler with laughing gas. I'm not playing around. We all know the story of what happened by now. The Joker fucked around with the worst person you'd want to find out from, Superman. He then high-fived his spinal cord through his ribcage and left an exit wound. Now, Injustice Gods Among Us played in and around the aspect of the multiverse. And in that same game, the Joker of another world was sent to this one. But by the end of the game, he got deported. Now in Injustice 2, this game was much less about the multiverse. There was a little hint of it, yeah, with the Green Arrow and Batty Canary being playable characters in the story. But tell me why the Joker was also playable once again, even though he's been confirmed to be dead as hell. Yes, it was a fear gas-induced dream, but he was still a playable character with an entire mission dedicated to him. DC once again showing all of us that they can't have the Batman without the extension of his giggling fuck buddy. Let me explain why this one in particular struck a nerve within me. The Batman has multiple villains and antagonists. So many that I know for a fact that you and me both could not name all of them. It goes far beyond the Joker. This is not a rogue portrait. He has a rogues gallery. Gallery, implying that there are multiple. But DC video games don't seem to remember that. Injustice is not just about Batman. It wasn't only about him and the source material. It had to do with just about the entire universe. Everybody was getting involved. From the likes of General Zod to Calabac. Yeah, what y'all niggas know about Calabac? Nothing. But we could have learned something if DC would have just left this man out of the game. Listen. Fundamentally, the Joker took up a space that could have been given to another character. There are hundreds of other characters they could have put in his place. Dozens alone from Batman's bank of villainy. But because of DC's codependence on the Joker, as well as the fact that they wanted to somewhat capitalize on the Suicide Squad movie that dropped around that same time, he ended up in the game. You can even kinda see the Jared Leto inspo on his character design. This is Injustice 1. This is Injustice 2. How did he go from looking like a creepy old geezer to this? Yeah. And to further prove that statement, they dropped a trailer with Harley Quinn and Deadshot together, even though Harley was already in the game previously. And who were the two main characters in that movie again? Oh yeah!
Wait! There's more!
Everything I ranted at you might have sounded quite tame. But why the fuck was the Joker in Mortal Kombat 11? They made it clear that this is the Injustice Joker. Did I miss the part of the story where they dropped this man into the Lazarus pit? How on earth 1, 2, and 3 is this nigga here? Yes, he was DLC. Yes, the DLC is not canon, but he certainly had voice lines that made it seem like it was in some way.
We didn't meet the last time I was here.
This isn't your first visit?
Nobody told you. I was all the rage.
To be fair, he actually was a great addition to the game. Fun. He was my main for a long time, and I was over the moon like your heifer of an auntie. But realizing once again that even when the Batman is not fully present, DC, WB just felt the need to put him in a game that even once crossed over with the DC universe. Man, the characters even remembered him.
Why have you returned, Joker?
My fanboys were begging for a sequel.
Too bad the story ends here.
Get out! The most egregious version of the Joker has to be the Arkham Joker. No, not that one. This one. The new one. The one most of y'all might not even know, because he was an expansion, a somewhat free DLC, an absolute mockery of the Joker, which was added to Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League. So not only did they kill the Batman in this game, our Arkham Batman, before bringing him back in a shitty little unplanned, drawn-out cutscene because of the backlash and how badly the game flopped. But they brought back the Joker from the dead, kinda. This version of the Joker came from another Earth, and he's not even like a stand-in. He's rolling with the squad now as the Joker of this universe, because DC feels oh so incompetent and does not know what they would do without their fucking clown. They have such little faith in any of their projects that contain Batman, but that does not contain the Joker. Even when Batman ain't around, they still be popping his pasty white back into everything. And I'm tired of it, especially because he was supposed to be dead in all three of these universes. You know what's not dead though? My love for all my patrons, especially those of you who are supporting me in tier 2. You are keeping food on my table. Thank you. Real quick, shout out to Arkham Origins, by the way. I completely forgot that is yet another game where the Joker ended up being the villain. Now, before you share this video with your homies, I need you to tell me something. Are you okay with how the Joker gets treated by DC in general? Or do you have a problem with it too? Let me know in the comments below, alright? Bye.
Baby, let me see some. Okay, too bad. Bitches, going both ways. She gon' do it for these fans. She make it clap like how I do both of my hands. Fuck it up, stick it up.